Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home of the Timberwolves, where we're broadcasting from live today with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Last outing for Minnesota, they won that game against Sacramento.
And guys, they just got so many good looks in that one, and the defense never able to affect their offensive rhythm.
Well, I think the defense from the other team was simply porous. There's no other way to put it. So many openings, and they made them pay for it.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. We've got Rudy Gay, Chauncey Billups out there with Drexler. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Portis in at the 4. Now here's Johnson, and that one is good. And tonight we'll see two teams that are dedicated to the youth movement and the respective clubs. Doris, talk about the biggest challenges for a young player in this game.
Well, the world in basketball is increasingly small, so a lot of young players in the game have faced each other in AAU basketball, or if they've played collegiately, they've faced each other there. So the biggest challenge sometimes for young players is not letting this become a personal matchup with the player you're looking opposite. Basketball is a team game, and while you want to outshine your opponent, you've got to do it within the context and framework of the overall team game.
Good point. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. Six to shoot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Tom Thibodeau. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, the cliche is no rebounds, no rings. He said that's their best chance tonight. He told me if we can't rebound effectively, we'll find ourselves in a hole that we can't dig out of. That means it's all about the Windex tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And that speaks close to your heart, doesn't it? And the shot goes in.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
Now here's Billups. Outside Portis. And the 3 off target.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Allen. Bird outside. Drills the three-pointer.
Just such great consistency on that jump shot. Even though he's not always squared up, Bird terrific in the catch-and-shoot game.
Now here's Billups. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
Johnson against Billups. Johnson kicks to Allen. Back to Johnson. And stolen by Billups. Gay outside. Shoots over Bird. Gay can't hit.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside. Well, the Timberwolves last year finally broke through that 14-year playoff drought, but they made it very clear that's not enough. This is a team with much bigger aspirations.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And the Timberwolves, Doris, plan to be aggressive, getting bounced in the first round. Not going to satisfy them.
They've made it clear they want deep playoff runs and a chance to compete for titles. To do that, they understand they'll need to get a lot better.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Leon Pose checked in for Hernan Gomez. Collins comes in for Duncan. Daniel Gibson's checked in for Allen. And it's Jackson in for Johnson. Now, here's Dunn. Williams passes to Dunn. 14 feet away, and he nails the jumper. Dunn's got his first basket.
Well, Chris Dunn, remarkably comfortable in the mid-range. You get him the ball in that spot, he'll take care of the rest.
Jackson kicks to Collins. Here's the pass to Poe. Williams against Bird. Over Williams. Shot clock at 5. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Yeah, Bird never ceases to amaze. His ability to score with a hand in his face, sometimes against multiple defenders, really a testament to his focus and his talent. Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Pass to Poe. Jackson kicks to Gibson. And no good. Great D that time from Vucevic. Williams is done. Shoots from 14. That misses off the backboard.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Pass to Bird. Now Collins. Outside Gibson. Inside Poe. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Jackson against Dunn. He kicks it to Vucevic. Over Poe. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper.
Well, Vucevic understands that the mid-range is a part of his game that he can go to at any point.
And we'll be right back after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
I'll tell you, when you take care of the backboards, good things seem to happen.
Well, I think it's been a priority to hit the glass, no doubt, and using their length and athleticism to perfection on the boards.
Timeout called, the Suns. Of course, when it comes to filling in the rest of a roster, pieces around your star players, what qualities you think, or would you be looking for in a role player?
Well, I think one of the first things you have to think about are what are the best attributes of my stars. So is my star a great driver creator? Then I need to put great shooters around him to enhance his driving and playmaking abilities. But the other part of a role player is you've got to be willing to do the dirty work, to sacrifice the headlines and dig in on the defensive end, to absorb the best matchup of the opponent every night. And that means sometimes you're going to get scored on 5-6 times in a row. That's how good the offensive players in the league are. So there are many qualities, but those are just a couple off the top of my head, Kev.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Suns. Rudy Gay is out there with Portis. Then it's Drexler. Then there's Chauncey Billups. And it's Chamberlain in at the 5, roaming the paint. Gibson with the steal. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Sunday, they'll start it on the road and play the Clippers in Los Angeles. And then on Monday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. Minnesota making some changes. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Poe. Allen comes in for Larry Bird. And it's Johnson in for Jackson.
Well, the Phoenix Suns guys have missed the playoffs for 8 straight seasons. That continues the longest playoff drought in franchise history.
Gay with the block.
You got to respect those long arms of Gay. I mean, superb at swatting shots away with those big hands.
You hope that's a wake-up call for the defense, boys, because you give them that clean a look and it's over.
Drexler passes to Billups. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Timberwolves leading by 9. To the middle. Here's Allen. And the lead now. Double digits on that bucket. Allen's got 5.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Drexler kicks to Billups. Gay outside. Stolen by Allen. Passes it to Gibson. To the inside, Johnson. And the layup's good off the glass. 10 points for him.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end. Not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
And with that shot, the Minnesota lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Drexler.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout and going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Hernan Gomez is checked in. And for the Suns, Jeff Withey comes in for Portis. And it's Calderon in for Chauncey Billups. Here's Drexler. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Duncan outside. Back to Hernan Gomez. Basket counts.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Suns trail by 12. Knocked away and taken away by Magic. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Chamberlain with the block.
And the quickness off the floor, the insane reach. Wilt, one of the greatest shot blockers you'll ever see.
And that one, good. Drexler's got 5 points in the quarter.
Oh, he is one hard player to deal with at the offensive end.
Gibson against Drexler. Here's Duncan. Here's Johnson. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Gay outside. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And so Allen will bring it up for the Timberwolves. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Kicks it to Duncan. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Leon Poe's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Collins comes in for Duncan. Bird, he's checked in for Tony Allen. And it's Jackson in for Daniel Gibson. Johnson, the pass to Poe. Back to Johnson. Clock at 6. Bird outside. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Bird's got 7 points in the game.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And the basket by Jackson.
and good passing setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Bazemore finds Williams. There's 39 seconds left to play in the half. Bazemore on the wing. The good-looking shot from the wing. Bazemore's got his second basket.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Bird. Can't hit from the elbow.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
Phoenix shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Taking 2 shots.
Two shots.
He misses the free throw.
This is the Pac-10 Player of the Year from 2011, number 2 overall pick in that year's draft. Derek Williams still trying to translate that to NBA success.
He doesn't get the second one. Jackson kicks to Johnson. With 2 seconds left, up again, and so 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. What a night they had in terms of...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the half. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
And that does it. Start third period.
One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. A fantastic game from Magic Johnson in this one.
I mean, he was prolific in that first half. You know it's coming, but it's just so tough to stop.
And this is what he does, right, Greg? He's out there to score the basketball, and throughout that first half, he dominated.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We've got Duncan. Tony Allen is out there with Johnson. Then it's Bird, and it's Hernan Gomez in at center. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. Commissioner Adam Silver recently said there's nothing magical about 82 games. Doris, what do you read into that?
I read nothing more than the leadership that Adam Silver is about, and seems to me that the NBA is one of the most proactive professional sports leagues in the world. And by that I mean, Kevin, they will evaluate every aspect of their business. If they believe it's advantageous to make change, then they will go to their competition committee, they will go to their ownership committees, and they will make whatever change they believe is for the ultimate good of the game, and that's exactly what you'd hope for.
Personally, 82 games, in your opinion, what do you think?
You know what, Kevin, it can be a little bit of a grind, but there is money at stake, and obviously that's a difficult thing for owners to come up and over. The players would have to want to give some money back, so listen, 82 games is long, but what happens, I don't know.
Johnson kicks to Allen. Duncan outside. Launches it. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Timberwolves lead by 19.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him that. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
And the Suns call time.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Jose Calderon is checked in for the Suns. Allen against Drexler. Shot on the wing. That one a little long.
And with the success they've had in basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Johnson, the pass to Duncan. Back to Johnson. Allen finds Johnson. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. The ball. 6 on the shot clock. Count that one. Duncan's got 5 points in the quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Well, things could not have been worse for the Phoenix Suns a year ago. They were the worst offense and the worst defense in the NBA. Boy, you guys talk about struggling. That's the very definition.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And the Timberwolves call time here. And you look at the stats for the Suns last season, Doris, not many bright spots.
Right, Kevin, I think this is an organization that throws the stats out. They are looking at building from the ground up. There are so many areas to address. The first is the acquisition of NBA talent.
Leon Poe's checked in for Hernan Gomez. And Phoenix also making a switch. Vucevic is checked in. Allen kicks to Johnson. To the paint. Wants to get it to Duncan. And does. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Drexler gets the bucket.
Well, he continues to be a dangerous scorer for them, but he can't do it all by himself. Someone else has got to help them climb out of this hole.
Duncan surveying the D. Here's Poe. Vucevic defending. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the left side wing. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Poe. 10 points for Tim Duncan.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so it's Calderon who brings it up for Phoenix. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Drexler kicks to Calderon. Kicks it out to Gay. The Suns need to get a shot off. Vucevic off the mark there with the three-point shot.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Johnson outside. Bird again. Johnson pass to Allen. Back to Johnson. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And here's Drexler. 11 points in the game. 55 seconds left to play in the third. Calderon against Johnson. Johnson with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. John Collins, he's checked in for Minnesota. Jackson comes in for Allen. So for the Suns, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Minnesota's gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. The pass to Collins. Bird outside. Shot clock at 6. Back to Collins. Duncan tried to break loose. Collins, good.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Well, there's no doubt this quarter has been all about them. They've come out hot, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
Jackson against Dunn. In the corner, Billups with it. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Billups has got 5 now.
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. This was one of college ball's premier playmakers. Dunn showing great vision.
And so it's the minute. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why, Greg, great point guard is critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. A moment now to reset the lineups. Back to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. I'm Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Dunn is out there with Kent Bazemore. Then it's Derek Williams. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Portis in at the center, filling out the middle. Jackson against Portis.
I'll tell you, they've had to look elsewhere for their scoring, and they've gotten it. This guy has had very little impact on the game offensively.
Now here's Bazemore. Pass to Powell. Portis finds Bazemore. Over Collins. And he gets it back with the putback. Great positioning on the putback. Dunn's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Suns.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And Bazemore kicks to Dunn. Back to Bazemore. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Dunn misses.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Bird outside. Shoots over Portis. No good from Bird. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. A great fourth quarter. Just giving up. Left side, Portis. Releases from 15. And that one comes up a bit short. Minnesota leading by 23. Johnson kicks to Bird. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Johnson's got 4 assists now tonight.
And obviously you know about the deep range, but Bird just as lethal, working the angles on the interior.
Down low. And he uses the glass on the layup.
I'll tell you, that's an assist that shows great sense for where his teammates want to move.
Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Dunn against Jackson. For today's defensive schemes, Doris, which are more valuable in your opinion? Great on-ball defenders or great help defenders?
Well, I think you need both, obviously. I think the ball to a high level. I think that's very disruptive at the point of attack. But I also think in an era of incredible motion offense, you think of players and teams like the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs. There's great ball movement, player movement, and you've got to be able to be aware at least 2 passes away. So you need to have a high-level defense, Kev.
I agree. It begins with an on-ball defender and usually evolves into a help defender. I mean, you can't do one without the other.
Agreed.
Here's Dunn. And that one hits back iron.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Minnesota.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Johnson.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Vucevic checked in for Portis. Withy comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Calderon in for Derek Williams. And Daniel Gibson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. .44 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Dunn against Jackson. Dunn attacking. Here's Vucevic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
This guy, a strong rebounder who uses his frame well. Vucevic has a knack for being in the right spot.
Jackson dishes to Gibson. Six on the shot clock. Here's Jackson. Cole kicks to Jackson. Outside Gibson. Boston with it. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching.
Asking for forgiveness, I never said you have it.